Well, once again, it's me, Nick Michalak, and the awesome Steve Frazier.
Well, hello, everybody.
And if you haven't caught our commentary for the original Night of the Living Dead, well, you should listen to that and then jump on this one for the 1978's Dawn of the Dead. You are doing the U.S. theatrical version of the film, so I think that's mainly the one that's most widely available. I have the Ultimate Edition DVD set, which has all of them. The 4K edition from Arrow, which is in the UK, has everything, and then everything in between should probably have that, but hopefully you'll have an opportunity to watch that version wherever you are, because distribution on this film is very wonky. So regardless, guys, we have no subtitles on this DVD, so if you have them, turn them on with your version so you can follow along with our commentary and the plot and get your timestamp synced up to 0 so we can get a countdown and get going.
Oh, we're doing past this DTS thing
gimmick? If you select DTS on the Ultimate Edition one, it has a little ident screen that comes on for about 20 seconds or so. So get past that to the proper about 2 hours and 7 minute timeline, so on and so forth. So guys, it's synced up in 3, 2, 1, play.
Now, we kind of discussed this on the Night of the Living.
Yeah.
Do we think that this one's supposed to pick up immediately where the other one leaves off?
I have a feeling, in a way, it does, yeah.
Because this one came out in 78, so we're talking, 9 years later?
Yeah.
Which is fine.
I mean, the good thing about Night is the fact that it doesn't feel specific to a time period. This one definitely does, because there's too much 70s kind of going on with decor and hairstyle,
right,
stuff like that. Now you could fudge it around. You go and say definitely it has to be 1969 for everything to fit. Feels like you could shift it around to a couple different time periods. It would still function just the same.
The difference, I think, the first difference is that one is just black and white.
Yeah.
And black and white evokes this image of then.
Yeah. Older cinema.
So even though this is
Romero down there on the headset.
Oh, that's him there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Little cameo.
Yeah.
I would never have recognized him as such. This movie feels like present day. The color certainly helps.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, if this was black and white, it would almost be more timeless.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. And by a technicality, we're kind of doing 45th anniversary, but it got released in Italy first in 1978, and then it got released in the U.S. the year following. So it's all a little here or there.
So it's actually 10 years later that the U.S. audience sees it, yeah?
Yeah, thereabout, yeah. Because I guess Romero was having trouble finding financing in the U.S., so he got hooked up with Dario Argento in Italy, and he co-financed it along with maybe one or two other investors. And
under the caveat that they get to distribute it first,
right? Because we have the U.S. theatrical cut, then we have the extended version, which was the one shown at Cannes, which predates the theatrical release. But then you have the Argento cut, which was he took it and recut it for the Italian audience, which he felt like if you cut it down more, less lingering stuff, less character stuff, just cut it down to a bit more of a lean, fast-paced, more action-oriented film, it would play better in that market. So that one's the shortest of the three versions.
I was going to say, how much did he cut? Do you know what it is?
Pull it up.
All right. Well, and not urgent, but when you get to it, we got 2 hours to go.
Yeah.
Oh, the Goblins with Dario Argento credited on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Interesting.
IMDb on
this. That's a bad mustache, and she's got very, what was the gal from Friday the 13th?
Adrienne King.
Yeah, Adrienne King. Yeah, she's got Adrienne King vibes.
Yeah, she looks really, really nice in this whole thing. I like her look. So, okay, run times. 2 hours 7 on this version.
By the way, sorry to interrupt you, but the video camera there is a Norelco. Is that like?
That's bizarre. We know them from like razors now.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Have you ever heard of Norelco cameras?
No.
That's weird to me. Right. I was going to ask because you know more about technology than I do.
Yeah.
So at least as far as video stuff.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
I didn't know Norelco was ever in the industry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, 2 hours 7 on this version. Then the Argento cut is about 1 hour 59.
So
the
10,
extended
8
cut
minutes.
is 2 hours 19.
Okay, so they added like 9
Right.
on either direction.
And there's some less official versions. Someone did almost like a fan ultimate cut, which is like over 2.5 hours. So they include like everything for all versions. So I imagine even though Argento cut stuff down, he probably had some alternate stuff in there. Probably, I'd imagine.
Okay.
I would imagine so.
So, okay, so I feel like this is probably happening concurrently with the events
A
of
little
the
bit, yeah.
the first one.
A little bit of an overlap to that degree. Just like it's kind of a nice thing is it's being kind of an anthology type of thing, but it still progresses an overall story of the world it's inhabiting.
See? Norelco, video camera. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Now, is Richard Rubinstein credited as a producer?
Right.
Is
He's
he-
got. Damn, I was blanking on. I think he was also part of the. Yeah. Okay. He's potentially one of the reasons why the rights are all kind of in a walking state of affairs because he's the one because they did the 3D version, 3D conversion like last year or something like that.
Correct, for like some anniversary.
Yeah, whatever the case was. Well, he was working on it, and it was concurrent with COVID stuff and everything going on a few years ago. But he wanted to do that version, and was kind of holding it onto that, and not really kind of releasing any rights that he had for anyone to distribute anything in the U.S. So he's one potential reason why things are kind of locked up to a certain degree.
Which I feel like that's probably part of the reason why the United States has not gotten a significant like 4K release.
Right. Because 07 was the time when Anchor Bay put out the Blu-ray, and there's been nothing since. And cheapest I found it on eBay last night was $42 at the start of an auction.
Right, that was because that
So
one
at the end of it's probably going to be about double that.
like Anchor Bay had the rights to it for a minute,
Yeah.
and then
I think Lionsgate bought Anchor Bay, and they pretty much kind of
just put it to bed.
got absolved, and they got.
And then who took over? Well, who put out? Arrow put out the other one, right?
Arrow put it out in the UK.
Right. So, which has completely different distribution rights.
Yeah.
Probably because of the Argento link.
Yeah, I mean, all over in Europe, UK, whatnot, a lot of copyrights and stuff like that are a lot looser. Like certain like music licensing, you can get away with not really getting all that stuff pinned down and still release it out in Germany or something like that.
Gotcha. Oh shit!
So-
Guy got sniped. And these are like just regular vigilantes.
Well, they are military to some degree. I don't know.
Well, I meant these guys.
These guys, yeah, I don't know.
This movie has that orangey blood, right?
Yeah, they especially when we get to a lot more of the zombie makeup in a few, it's definitely aiming towards a very comic book styling. A lot more of that 70s sort of like, just very Technicolor type of thing.
Right. Which is fine.
Yeah.
You know, it gives it a little atmosphere.
Yeah. And of course, this is big. This is Savini's big freaking breakthrough hit.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what his.
He'd done a couple minor things before this, nothing huge or anything, but he'd been dabbling in the makeup stuff after he got back from Vietnam. And a lot of people have noted or whatnot that his time in Vietnam, I think he was photographer or something like that. But
I think that's right.
But the fact that he was seeing a lot of carnage out there informed something. He can see it in his brain what that stuff really looked like. So,
Oh, Jesus
for
Christ.
better or worse, that's why he's able to
Explode people's heads? Just
explode
like
people's
that.
heads, create some very visceral, very textured type of stuff on screen because he's seen a lot of that in reality.
So they're just going through and murdering
Yeah.
anybody because they
Well-
think everybody's a zombie, yeah?
Yeah, and then this guy at the head of it, he was having dialogue that's very bigoted earlier on, like the guy from the first film, and to a certain degree, just like.
Wow, he just murdered his own guy.
We're doing a lot of things that are sort of reflecting where a lot of the themes in this film kind of go towards in terms of disassociating yourself from them. And some of the characters still maintain a sense of humanity towards them, still has that perception into them, but a lot of them just start looking at them as animals. Sort of like the end of the first film does, like they're just cattle or something.
And I feel like that's a natural reaction.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like if there was this unknown,
look at that.
There's this unknown thing.
Yeah.
And now they look like that, and now they want to eat us.
Yeah.
Eventually you start having disregard for...
Yeah, desensitize.
Right. Especially when you know that they can kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Just, easily.
Yeah. They get a hold of you, you just might as well be getting stung by a scorpion or something. But
right.
My dad did get stung by a scorpion once.
Really?
He was stationed down in Texas in the 70s or something like that. When he got into the army and everything, he got stung right in the foot, and he don't like Texas no more.
I don't think, when I think of scorpions, I don't think Texas. I think Southwest, like New Mexico and Arizona and that area. But I would say that a third of Texas is probably considered Southwest anyway. So maybe...
big old land.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not your husband.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Take a bite right... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, yeah. Just
taking the bite right out.
Yeah.
God, that's good. And I like that they didn't...
Oh.
You know what? I completely understand that, too.
Yeah.
Just, overcome with just the state of affairs, right?
But adding to Savini's at least later track record, this one got released unrated, too, because he was going to get an X rating for all the violence and the graphicness.
Understandable.
This in Chainsaw 2 and probably Maniac. Sometimes you're just way too good at your job.
Right, and I'm going to guess that this is what got him hired on by Cunningham to do Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And then this one is, like, if we're looking at those two back-to-back, this one is probably a better technical achievement.
Oh, yeah.
But Friday the 13th is...
a little more focused.
Well, right, and it was more of a hit. Right,
yeah.
like it was it was a pop culture thing. Even
pop culture, I would say. I mean, this one made about 66 million. So,
and I feel like at the time, more people probably were aware of Friday the 13th. Culturally.
Yeah, I just think that digs itself deeper into everything. I think also because it becomes a much more of a replicatable success.
Right. And then you're off to the races, right? You've got one technical achievement hit, and then you've got a commercial hit.
Yeah.
And now your name is out there, and now you're almost untouchable.
Yeah.
Which, possibly similar set of circumstances for my friend Greg Nicotero.
Just slap a sign on it.
Well, that's the ultimate slap a sign, right? They literally wrote the sign. That goes back, that joke for anybody that's new, goes back to our very first commentary that we ever did in 2016 for Nightmare on Elm Street, where they wrote a big sign that said, like, no students allowed or something, and slapped it on a broom closet, and then showed, like, Nancy coming out of it
as if it was leading
down a corridor, right? Yeah. So, it amazed me even then, like, just how simple something like slapping a sign on a door can change
the geography of
a scene,
a location. Yeah.
Right. So, over the years now, we've kind of been more attuned to noticing things anytime somebody slaps a sign on a door. Oh, old boy's got a wooden crutch leg.
Yeah. Romero knows how to find them, don't he?
I always think back to, like, when I think of things like that, I think of Braveheart, where they actually hired, like, war vets that were missing limbs so that they could put prosthetic limbs and then chop them off in battle to make it look like accurate.
Or the part in the thing where the doc gets his arms chomped off or everything. Same thing.
Yeah, although he didn't actually have no arms, as opposed to...
They got someone else, an amputee, to stand in that sequence so they could do the effect.
Yes, same deal. This guy's great, isn't he?
Yeah, Foree, man, he's great in this whole thing.
I mean, how would you even react? You know? Like, you walk into that?
Yeah, just... cannibalistic orgy.
Can you imagine the smell?
Oh, my lord.
Nobody's selling the smell.
No. I would just torch it all.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Get a flamethrower in there. Now, as we sit here now, have you seen the remake of this before?
No, I haven't.
We're going to cover it.
Yeah.
We're going to do a commentary on it. But you've not seen it yet.
Not yet.
The Zack Snyder. Okay. Came out about 25 years after this. No.
Well,
35.
04,
right?
yeah.
04? So, 25. I was right.
26 or so, yeah. 25, 26.
I haven't watched the remake in a minute. I haven't watched this in a minute either.
Yeah.
But I do feel like the remake is faster paced than this.
Oh, yeah, surely.
The 70s were very, I don't know,
deliberate,
methodical. Yeah. It was a slow burn for a lot of the 70s. Yeah. In the 80s, we said, nope, we got to go. Let's just pick it up.
90 minutes, man. Get it in and out.
Right. Get as many bodies in there as you can in 88 minutes. Ugh. Gross. Well done, but gross. I am almost afraid to see this in, like, 4K just because it would... I feel like kind of...
To make it a little
yeah, it would really emphasize the...
kicked on.
The bad quality. You know, it would emphasize the wrong things.
Yeah.
I love a cop car with a giant cherry on the top. I think that's awesome. Just a single dome. That was probably, like, super high tech at the time. Now, maybe I just wasn't paying attention here. What is the location that they're at here?
I don't think they ever really
established
speak that in any of the dialogue. I mean, it's all shot in Pennsylvania.
I just didn't understand where all these people were
coming and going from.
Right. Like, what was the landscape of the...
Yeah. I like his bomber jacket, man.
Me too.
You don't see them around no more.
Great line there where he says, "What about you? Where are you headed?" And the answer was straight up.
Anywhere but here.
Right, because if you're regional, you just assume, oh, let's get out of town and everything is fine.
Sure.
Were they at the TV station? Is that...
I'm guessing so.
Okay.
Oh, look at that in the background. Just shutting it all down. That took some effort.
I bet. Yeah. Yep. Already got a little chemistry there between them. Wake up.
Been there.
Nodding off in an airplane?
Not so much that, but...
I've never been in a helicopter. I think that'd be really cool. How do you know if you were asleep that it was an hour ago? This is pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, just kind of the aftermath. You know, it almost feels like the epilogue at the beginning.
Yeah. Nice to get out your inflation calculator here to figure out how much this budget translates to for us.
Yep, give me 1 second. You'd think by now, this has been a gimmick of ours for a little bit, that I would just have it ready, but no. But that's all right. I got it pulled up. All right, what do we got?
We're at $640,000 for the budget.
All right. 640 with 3 zeros. And we'll say 1978. 77?
Either way,
We'll say 78.
they finished shooting in like February of 78.
All right.
So.
$640,000 budget. If you were to think about it in today's 2023 dollars, would be $2.9 million.
I can still see that working for this.
Oh. Cars don't explode when you shoot them, by the way, usually. Maybe old cars did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Today's cars don't. So, under $3 million. Just under.
Yeah.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
I like that. Good imagery.
Yeah.
Good imagery. Here's our... Not even a gas station. It's just gas. The makeup looks blue, almost, you know?
Yeah.
I think this guy has become somewhat of a cult figure, right?
You know, a little bit. I think he's the one who gets chopped in the head. With
I think,
the rotator blades.
Like, this guy does conventions, and he's known as, like... I don't even know what they call them. But, like, all these zombie people are described by their outfits. You know, it's like, oh, it's...
Yeah.
Oh, it's an airplane hangar. I got it. All right. I'd be very cautious about just snooping around.
Yeah.
You never know. What does that say? November?
November 70-something?
7? November 77? I can't tell what it says. Out of
I was
order.
going to say, if I get on a shop, I can cross-reference it on my calendar on my phone.
A lot of notes. Not just that one, but the... Oh, yeah. Coffee machine? Heck yeah. I love coffee out of a vending machine because it's so bad, but it's only like $1, so you're like, okay, it's worth it. Half the time they don't work. It's great. Yes, I have that bad of an addiction that I'll drink vending machine coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can try to be... We'll look and see if we need to be critical of the speed at with which the zombies...
Function, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm recalling back, nice. I know that the word zombie didn't appear in the original because that wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
And then... I didn't look, but I think somebody in the comments put what movie was the first one.
Probably.
I feel like it might be this one. This one might be the first one to use the word zombie.
It's like Frankenstein.
Yeah, I know. He's got a bulbous head.
He's got the flat head, yeah.
Oh, now it's a flat top.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Great job, Savini.
Oh.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Absolutely tremendous. Uh-oh. Kill the kids! Kill the kids! Uh-oh. I like this one's plaid pants.
I think these were Savini's niece and nephew, actually.
Okay, cool.
That's what I heard.
I like that. You gotta hit the head, guy.
Yeah.
You're aiming low.
Oh, he's got it.
He looks robotic, doesn't he?
Which one?
The guy in the front there. He's just very, like,
The
Bomberjack.
blonde?
Yeah, Bomberjack, it's very normal. The other guy feels like a Terminator.
Oh, this is the guy they put over the posters, man. That's a good look.
There's that ricochet noise.
You
It's so... I hate it. No,
Seems like they just...
they're really making him out to be a bad shot. Does that come back later on?
I don't know.
What do we got there? I thought I saw Baby Ruth in that vending machine. Lifesavers. There's a Baby Ruth. Is he just consoling her, or are they an item? They're not an item. I don't think.
Oh.
He was in the way. Good thing he was a bad shot. I guess if he's a pilot, he's not a trained...
Right.
Or,
right.
you know, whatever, what's the word? Sniper?
Yeah.
There we go with the "those things" line that I friggin' hate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like... I guess we have to have this kind of transitional material, but the pacing is slow at the beginning here.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Day. Day is the slowest. Day is miserable at times. Ah, yes.
There we go.
Here we go.
Monroeville Mall, which is still in operation.
Monroeville, Pennsylvania. The company I work for has a store in this mall.
Okay.
And it is... So it's Sears, right? Or is it Penny's that they take over here?
I know there's a Penny's out there now.
Nah, I don't think there is now. I think that all the Penny's are closed, aren't they?
No. Still got two of them around here.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Sears is closed down.
Right.
They're ancient now. Extinct.
Sears is a local company to where we are. I don't know where the Penny's headquarters are. Anyway, we have a store here at this mall, and I've always thought it'd be kind of fun to go here to this mall.
Oh, yeah.
Mall's still obviously operational, but has been completely remodeled.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at photos like I couldn't recognize it all now.
The whatever it is, the department store, which I'm sure I'm going to get shit for not knowing off the top of my head, has been possibly either demolished and rebuilt as something else, or... Good move. I would love to just have run of a mall.
Oh, yeah.
Malls don't really exist this way anymore.
No, this was just at the birth of them. I mean, there's even a line when they're circling around in the chopper and whatnot. I was like, oh, this is one of those new shopping centers.
Right.
Like, it's such a new concept. There's Penny's.
Yeah, it is JCPenney.
And by the time of the remakes, like that's almost like the last time you could center something around a mall and have any kind of relevance in modern day.
Yeah, the mall fad, I guess, was, granted, malls still exist.
Yeah, not as many though. Yeah,
but they're not what they once were.
No.
And the peak was probably late '80s.
Mm-hmm.
10 years after this.
Yeah. And then 10 years after that, the internet starts encroaching on things and trying to. You can't get the same deals in an department store you could online.
Yeah, I don't know if
it started to.
Right, it was the beginning
started to diversify the marketplace and everything. So
there were still
losing ground.
There were still stores though that were, mall exclusive stores that.
Oh yeah, there still are today. Spencer Gifts.
Right. But I think Spencer Gifts still has an online store.
Right.
There's probably a kitchen store or a store in the mall that has can openers. I can't imagine what it must be like in their situation.
Yeah, I mean, you're fortunate to find some place that has a lot of amenities to keep you stocked up and everything, but it's an interesting thing to comment on as the film progresses and we see how they try to adapt to it all.
Maybe a grocery store would be another good place to go. Yeah. Before too long, all the food in the grocery store goes bad.
That's my thinking watching it last night. Like, you got to stick to the canned goods, the non-perishable stuff, because all the stuff in the coolers and the bread and everything, you're not a couple weeks tops.
Right. So you got to... In a story like The Walking Dead, that's why they don't go to any of the grocery stores, because at that point,
it's all rotten.
Right, you've only got a short window.
Yeah.
So you got to go there first.
Yeah. Get your Spam.
I love Spam. Well, I shouldn't say I love it. I can't say I love Spam. I enjoy Spam. I think it's underrated. I think it's overly criticized. Put some, slice it up and fry it. Oh my God, it really is good, I think.
Yeah, I worked in a mall for a hot minute, and yeah, these corridors are very familiar.
I've never worked in an indoor mall. I've done some time in outdoor malls, which are a little different. They still have service corridors like that, but it doesn't feel like this, because there is no, central heating and air conditioning room, or, you know what I mean?
Right. It's all very...
It's individual retailer.
Detached.
Right, yeah.
There you go.
Look at these walkies.
Oh, yeah.
It's the size of a shoe.
Cons. Either a local chain or something that went out long ass time ago.
Yeah, this is where it's going to get fun, because they didn't do much to
No, because they had to shoot everything after the thing closed at night, so they're the worst time to be shooting, man. 11 o'clock at night to 7 a.m.
Right.
Oh my God, you have no idea, because I had a job where I worked that shift, and it was fucking terrible.
Like overnights?
I would come home, fall asleep at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then sleep until about 11 o'clock at night. It's just like, your life is destroyed. I once slept for 23 hours straight after a shift.
That's
it was ridiculous.
unbelievable.
It was just, I could not adapt.
I can only think of 2 times in my entire life that I've slept past 10 a.m. I can't do it. I can go to bed at 5 a.m. My alarm's going off at 10.
No, thank you. I remember the wishing pool. Throw your pennies in there and they donate them all to some charity.
Yeah, I never wanted the job of the person that had to go in and get them out.
Yeah, that's a little... You got to drain everything, then everything's kind of...
mushy and gross, yeah.
Sediment and everything.
Ugh.
Photo booth. That bank of payphones. Camps.
Yeah, I don't know camps.
We don't know anything about any of these brands, man.
So, unlike when we covered Chopping Mall a couple years ago, I feel like that one was like a lot
more on the pulse of what we knew.
It was also, there were a lot of stores that were made up. Like they created storefronts, for licensing or whatever,
Yeah. Brown Derby. Yeah, Brown Derby, apparently a lot of the zombie extras were kind of going there after their shoots or something like that and getting drunk a little bit.
Oh, well, all right.
And causing a little chaos here and there.
Yeah, that's fun. I love the atmosphere of a mall. I'm such a child of the 80s. It's not even funny.
There was a mall way in the south suburbs of Chicago here, Lincoln Mall. Fucking destroyed now to such a great degree. They abandoned it years ago. But when we went there as a kid, they had a McDonald's inside the place that was straight out of the 70s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not like an Anchor or anything like that. It was inside the depths of the mall.
Yeah.
And you can't find a whole lot of them anymore.
The major mall that we have here in Chicagoland, Woodfield Mall, in the town of Schaumburg, is a 3-level, giant, I mean, it's a tourist destination.
Yeah. A lot of people from the city go there instead of trying to go down Michigan Avenue or something like that because you save a lot more money.
Right. And they have,
close to everything.
They do have close to everything, but as far as, they do have a couple of restaurants that are buried in the mall and not in a food court.
Last time I was there, they did have a McDonald's inside there.
That's correct.
Which I think
they do.
At least done an update on it.
It's like a mid-level.
Yeah.
It's like on the middle level of the mall. It's weird.
It's one of those. I think they've updated now where there's more of a actual food court, but before
they
were just kind of spread all over the place.
That's also correct. Both still exist. There's an updated food court, which is on the top level, which is weird, but fun. Yeah, this JCPenney's is long since closed.
This more reminds me of Gately's. That was an old one. We had one of those all the way back where I used to live, in the old Brementown Mall. It was big anchor store, like big high end, just merchandise and everything. But eventually became Southtown and Star newspaper headquarters, and now it's just kind of nothing. They had the escalator and everything, and jewelry departments.
I am I don't know when we'll talk about this, so I'll just do it now. I'm a huge fan of Sean Clark and his...
Oh, yeah.
He does many things, including the Horrors Hell at Grounds.
That's what you want to be doing, man. Right there. As good as they let me.
He does the Horrors Hell at Grounds episodes, which originally were for Horror Hound Magazine.
Yeah.
And then he produced his own television show.
Yeah.
Basically, horror locations.
Yeah.
You can find them all on the internet. A lot of them are extras on the Scream Factory DVDs and such. So there is an episode out there for this movie. However, it's not an official one.
Okay.
I mean, it's an official episode, but it's not the same, produced the same as the other ones.
They weren't able to get as much access.
So there was no access, and it's basically
in the parking lot.
Entirely consists of footage that he shot like 15 years ago.
Okay.
During a fan tour.
Okay, that's something.
Where he and his buddies went, and like, it was one of the first times that they'd ever open up the mall to a tour.
Sure.
During like one of the fan conventions in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so it's literally like video camera footage that his buddy shot from, I don't know, 2000 or something.
Yeah, so high 8 camera or something.
Yep. And so it's like home video footage, not current, like well-produced, whatever.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
I do recommend it, though, because at the time, a lot of some of the stuff had already been remodeled in the mall.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But not all of it.
Yeah.
The store still existed.
Mm-hmm.
And spoiler alert, he was able to slide down the middle of the escalator.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
Completely, like, obviously against the rules. Because they were open, whatever. So,
but like I said, I'd do it if they let me.
So seek out, if you're interested in this kind of thing and you haven't watched it already, the Horrors Hell at Grounds episode. Interestingly enough, a little kind of side caveat that, would be unbeknownst to most people, somebody else that was on that very tour was a gentleman who went on to create the Flashback Weekend Horror Convention here in Chicagoland. Like he and his wife run this convention that they've run now for 25 years.
Yeah, good convention.
And it's a great one. It's actually probably become the best of the Chicagoland conventions. He and his wife were on this tour at the same time that Sean Clark and his buddies were on the tour in Monroeville. So this must have been like, it might have even been earlier, like in the 90s.
Maybe 98 for like an anniversary or something.
Right, yeah. So, I don't know, it's a little fun to see that guy walking around the mall and then see him now, present day, at the convention. I realize we've done not a lot of talking about the movie, but go ahead.
I was just going to comment, like, it's kind of nice having the Steven character. He's not quite as capable as the other guys, just to have some sort of diversity in that regard.
This guy here?
Yeah.
Right, because he was just the pilot, right?
Right. He might have some kind of training, but he's not cool under pressure like the other guys.
Well, clearly he's a bad shot.
Oh, yeah.
We already established that.
The kind of thing is, like, he's got a little bit of a Roy Scheider to it. You could see Scheider kind of doing this role.
I agree with that.
He's got the same look, the build, and everything.
We've recast the whole thing by now. We've got Adrian King and... You got to imagine that all of these people, other than maybe Ken Foree, were just like, oh, it's just another job, another silly little give me a couple bucks, I'll be in your horror movie.
Yeah, because Gaylen Ross, the lady here, is like, she did something else after this. Then she worked on Creepshow, and then that's nothing else. Like 3 credits all day long. I know someone talked about why she decided to just walk out, but I think it was just like, it might have just been like, I think that's all I really needed, or something like that. Maybe just satisfied with what you did and moved on.
Well, for some people, it's just a job, and then it's not. And then you get a family or get a better job.
Yeah.
And
I like the story about the composer for the Body Snatchers remake in '78. This is the only score he ever did because it felt like, I did it once, I did great, I went out on top, I'm not doing it again.
He's one and done.
One and done. Only one film score.
Wow. That's impressive.
There we go. I want to hit that pub, man.
The Creepshow.
Love Pub.
The Creepshow movie, which came out a few years after this.
What, 82, 83?
Yeah. Was also a Romero.
Yeah.
And also filmed in this same area.
Romero sticks to this area. He likes working with the same local talent.
In fact, on that Horror's Hallowed Grounds...
Oh, that's nice. He's playing a little... Getting smart.
I like it. There's a scene where they go... I think it might be the airplane hangar scene.
Okay.
That was also used in one of the Creepshow... Like, it's either the same location or next door.
Okay.
And that's brought up in that HHG about this movie.
Okay.
Oh, the old screwdriver to the face. There's that kind of really fake blood.
Yeah.
But effective.
Yeah. Same way Adrian King gets it in Friday 2.
You're right. You're right. Maybe that guy is Jason. I don't know. Nobody's ever seen the two in the same place at the same time. Oh, after Christmas clearance, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, because they were filming from November to February, and it's like, well, we're not gonna take all the time to undress the whole place for Christmas. Like, why not just leave it?
Right.
Lenny's, or is that known as Penny's?
Oh, it is
it's
Penny's.
Still Penny's again.
Yeah.
Weird logo. I'm not familiar with. It's all. And it's just Penny's, not JC. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the same company.
Corporate situation going on later on. Piercing pagoda.
Oh yeah, you got to pierce your pagoda.
Yeah, it's the thing that Savini had to do like maybe 200 to 300 people a freaking day sometimes when we were doing these shots.
I love it. Now my question is, how did all these people get to the mall? Like, clearly they didn't die in the mall, right?
Right.
They all went to the mall after they died.
Right, because it gets to it later on in terms of Foree's character talking about they're all just kind of like on an autopilot.
Right.
This is just some place they would regularly congregate at, so they're just following a routine without having any conscious reason why.
In any carpets? I don't recall JCPenney selling carpets, but...
It's got to be shag carpet, man. All shag, all the time in the 70s.
I think those are carpet swatches.
Look like
they can't be curtains.
No.
Give me a wide shot, please. Come on, Romero.
Yeah, this is definitely a carpet rug emporium.
Right,
deal.
look at... Yeah, like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Something, but the middle word is carpet on that sign there to the left.
Yeah, yeah.
God, I love stuff like this, production design. Is that guy like a monk? What is he?
Hare Krishna or something? I don't know.
Could be. I'm sure they said at some point and we just weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
Probably no sense in stealing any money, right? Because what's money do in this world?
Right. Where are you going to go and do anything with? It's all free now.
Although, you could stockpile the money in the event that things turn around.
Yeah, well, it's the last thing on their minds right now.
Shows you where my mind's at all the time. Hardware, yeah. What do you need?
Everything you need in this
That's
ball,
right.
man.
Well, and JCPenney is a department store, so basically it's, other than food, you got all of your, home necessities.
Maybe more back then. Sears used to have everything.
Even food? I don't recall them
not
having...
food, but they'd have hardware, they'd have electronics and stuff like that, but then they eventually pared down because they were going in the toilet.
Yeah, Penny's was basically the same.
Yeah.
It had all the departments.
These days it's just clothing, bedding, and jewelry, and that's about it.
You do have housewares.
Housewares, but not a hardware department anymore, if they ever did.
Are you sure? I haven't been in a Penny's in a while, but I feel like they still do have tools and stuff.
I don't know. I never go looking for them, so I don't know.
What they don't sell is record players, and I really would like a new record player. Or guns. They don't sell guns.
Well, the gun place was not in the mall itself. They actually had to go go to an outside store for that.
Can you imagine, Oh, I need a gun. Let's go to the mall.
I remember over at one of my old malls, like, they'd have like a whole store of just musical stuff. They have a big grand piano and everything.
Right.
You just
Sure.
go in there. It's like,
Yep.
unbelievable.
Well, yeah, music stores that they don't sell music, they sell musical instruments. Those still exist. I don't know if there are any in the malls.
I'm just saying, like, how many would have a grand piano inside of them, you know?
Right.
Which is like a little keyboard, Casio, whatever you want.
Mr. Tambourine Man here, coming to get you. I never liked how he was, like, blue. Like, some of the makeup is just too not there for me.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what I would do to make it good. Like, I don't know what good is, but I just feel like that's not it.
Yeah, again, they're definitely going for, I don't want to just say style. It's the fact that it's just a certain aesthetic they're trying to go for in terms of, like, a comic book vibe. Like if the first one's black and white, you're going to do this one in color. At least do something that emphasizes color to some degree.
Right. Yeah, you definitely want to distinguish us versus them.
Yeah.
I get that.
So I mean, it's probably like more like those EC comics that everyone talks about in that time. They were very creepy and ghastly and stuff like that. And they used very bold colors for everything. So.
Yeah, you don't shoot. Let's let somebody that's good at it do it.
Yeah, I just shoot her leg off or something.
He's just like a postman. Did they shoot the monk, Mr. Tambourine Man?
I don't know if they shot him.
Play a song for me?
Maybe they clubbed him. I don't know. It looks like they shot him. I didn't hear a sound effect.
Oh yeah, they're at the class. Is that the midpoint? That might. No, not quite.
No.
It's a good line for a midpoint, though. I wouldn't. I'm trying to remember what the beats would be to hear that. We'll see if we can pick it out.
Yeah, not sure.
There's got to be some sort of identifying pivot point in the story.
Yeah. Great expression on her face.
Yeah. What exactly is emergency? Oh, there you go. Caviar.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Might as well.
Ain't nobody else gonna eat it. He's got, what is that, Jack Daniels?
Oh, looks like one.
Yeah, it is. Not many people have a square bottle. It's very... Isn't it weird to think that you can trademark a bottle like Coca-Cola did?
Yeah,
they might have been the first one to do it.
No, it's your mold.
Right, exactly. I mean, a lot of soda companies have soda in bottles, but none of them are that shape because they trademarked it.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
By you? Probably should put the cigarette out then, eh?
Yeah.
Like Gene Okerlund. That was kind of a hot button issue, right, in the late 70s. Yeah, abortion?
Yeah.
I don't think it was one of the things that was really talked about. I don't know what year the TV show, one of the was it Norman Lear that made all the content, All in the Family and whatever.
Sure, yeah.
One of his other shows was Maude, starring B. Arthur. B. Arthur was Maude.
Familiar, yes.
And
talk about.
Yeah, in the late 70s, Maude, the TV character, had an abortion, and it was like so controversial.
Wow.
So I imagine that. So it was his. I was kidding. I guess I didn't realize that these two were actually together.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time for them to really kind of, so far, have a sort of romantic scenes together or anything.
Well,
they're all very much in the kind of like super survival mode. So
maybe that's
everyone's kind of on edge.
Maybe that's the reason that they were piloted to the TV station to begin with, because he went to go see his girlfriend.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to you about whatever.
It's going to have subtitles, damn it.
No. I missed the subtitles. I will say I don't like a turtleneck. I can't do a turtleneck. Now you're chain smoking? Come on.
Yeah, she's going to have a wine bottle later or something, a wine glass. Oh. Surgeon General's not approving this movie.
I do feel like the wine is more okay than the cigarettes, though.
Sure.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't have kids.
One's more cancerous than the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Good medley here. I like the strategic effort to dress them in bright colors.
Yeah.
Oh, not that guy. Oh, boy. He needs to put some clothes on, sir. Any angle with that one.
Well, look at the ho-hos. Or pucks.
Yeah.
Either or.
I mean, clearly they were supposed to be pucks, but they might have been ho. Oh, sounds good.
It's just like to be a zombie. Just get the fuck around. You can't get the scene wrong.
Right. No matter what you do.
Just dump a freaking mannequin over the balcony. It's fine.
I think at the time of the of that tour that Sean Clark did, those pools there had already been remodeled and taken out.
It's a zombie apocalypse. You might as well have an eye patch.
Right. Right. You get Francis Ford Coppola here.
It looks like Coppola. The tinge of Orson Welles.
Right. Yes. Just a tinge.
John Oates.
Yeah, I don't know who. I was trying to come up with a comp for that guy, but he's got more like
Welcome back,
Dave Kaplan, Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah.
Yeah,
you got it. We came to it at the same time. I love Welcome Back, Kotter. I don't know where I got it in my mind that Welcome Back, Kotter was the first TV theme song to be #1 on the charts, because that
Peter Gunn would have been, I'd imagine.
It's actually Shaft.
Shaft
was the first one.
Isaac Hayes, man.
And I think Welcome Back, Kotter was the second one to do it. But for some reason, like, that trivia in my mind was always that it was the first one.
Okay.
But great tune, Welcome Back. We're going out. That sounds like a midpoint.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Oh, yeah, let me just learn how to fly a helicopter. Hey, can you teach me how to, rebuild an engine? Or,
sure.
Teach me how to build a house, please? I'd like to learn how to rewire the electrical in my house. Can you just show me that real quick? Like, who does she think she is?
Like, I'm not going to learn how to fly a copter over a weekend, you know? Give me 6 months bare minimum.
I do think a helicopter would be easier than airplane, though. You know, because it's more... It's more like driving a car than it is...
Yeah.
You don't have aerospace dynamics, really.
Yeah.
of wings and, I don't know,
Yeah, still.
harder.
You want to get up in the air and not crash into something.
It's two levers. One goes up, one goes out. Who dat? Now we got this kind of groovy 70s music.
Yeah.
It's a little happy. Like, there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? We're just out having a good time. Boom, 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 boom. BP. I wonder what that stands for. I don't think it's the same BP
The
as
British
in
Petroleum?
Yeah.
Probably not. Motorola.
Breaker, breaker to the bandit. Here's another one of those filmmaking things. They're not actually probably moving.
No,
they're literally sitting in a parked car.
With some guys with some 2x4s rocking it back and forth.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I love it. There you go. Oh, the A&P. That's a grocery store across the way.
Yeah.
I've never been in an A&P. I think they're long gone.
Yeah.
I don't think A&P. They might have been bought out by Kroger or some shit.
Probably.
Kroger owns like 17 things underneath it.
Sure.
Like legit. Like if you look up the tree, the umbrella. We don't have Kroger's here by us, but we have like at least 3 different Kroger subsidiaries in our neighborhood.
Probably.
We have a chain, I think, locally called Mariano's.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe they're a Kroger subsidiary.
Okay.
Like all of the people, those things that are outside, that makes sense to me. Like people that have died and are just wandering around outside. Yeah. Why is nobody at the grocery store? The A&P. Like you're telling me that there's no like actual live humans that have gone to the grocery store and have been chased there by zombies? Excuse me, those things?
It's way too much fun.
Well, you gotta have some fun, right? Like there's... I don't know. What can you do? Again, these people moving at a snail's pace. But to your point, how do you tell them you're doing it wrong?
Right.
Like, excuse me, ma'am. You're not behaving like an actual zombie. We're going to need you to do that differently. Thanks. What are we hoping to accomplish here?
I wasn't quite sure. Our missing subtitles are obfuscating the plot.
Little shout out to Mack Trucks there. Uh-oh.
No.
That's the worst. Uh-oh. Jeff Galooly, look out. Ow.
Ugh.
There you go. Run him over. Love it. Sometimes they come back, though. Uh-oh. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. Oh, yeah, awesome.
And it gets in his mouth, too.
Well, that's going to make him turn, right? I would think.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like, "Ooh, fuck, I got it all over me."
How is that any different than getting bit? In that scene, he's his face is empty, clear. Like, different take, right? That they've...
Maybe.
Oh, the blood coming out.
Oh.
Love it. See how clean his face is?
Yeah.
It's like they've wiped it off and redone it a couple times.
Yeah, probably.
I do think... I don't remember if he turns, but I feel like he does.
Yeah, he does.
It's got to be because of that, right? The blood in the mouth? Brains in the mouth?
Yeah.
If you swallow somebody's brains, that's probably just the same as getting bit by him, right?
Yeah?
I mean, I don't know. Whoa! Running him over. I love it. I was going to say, I don't think I've ever been bit by anybody before. I was bit by a dog once when I was a kid. Right in the ass.
I was close to getting one.
I don't remember what kind of dog it was, but the dog bit me right in the ass. And I had, like, bite marks, and it was black and purple and whatever for a week. Right in the muscle tissue. It hurts like a son of a bitch. Maybe they're just using the trucks as a means to escape. Or are they trying to herd the... That'd be kind of fun, right? Let's lure them all in the back of a truck, like,
Yeah.
There's a guy with no arms. Love that. This movie would be so much fun, this kind of movie, to work on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the creativity of, well, we can just create any person in any scenario that's dead.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
It's interesting how some of them have the ashy skin.
Yeah.
And some have the kind of decaying skin.
Yeah.
And there's no real explanation for any of it. But again, there's no right or wrong.
Right.
He's got a little bit of a lisp.
Oh.
Ken Foree. Never really noticed before. But that's alright. Not judging, just noticing. There's my fat guy with no shirt.
No. I was going to say, like, I mean, don't want to overstate that Ken Foree went on to, like, a major career or something like that, but you can definitely see how this becomes a little bit more notable, like, people hone in on his career when he pops back up in, like, Chainsaw 3 or the zombie film, Rob Zombie stuff here there. He's got such a great presence on screen, good commanding sensibility of what he can bring.
He's tremendous in Devil's Rejects. Devil's Rejects is...
There it is. He's definitely damned
now. Now he's
definitely damned now.
I know some people don't.
Chop on like a chicken leg.
I like it. Some people don't care for Rob Zombie, yourself included. Devil's Rejects stands in a class of its own as just a work of art. I think Halloween is fantastic too, but Devil's Rejects, man, it might be it's up there on my list. It's so good. And a completely left turn difference, 180 degrees from its predecessor, House of a Thousand Corpses, which is basically a Chainsaw 2 remake.
No.
Not a fan. I like it, but I don't love it. Anyway, sorry.
I liked Sid Haig in it. He was very entertaining, but that was about the high point of it all.
Yeah, Corpses or Rejects?
Corpses.
Okay, because Rejects is 10 times better as a movie and as performances. Yeah, you're gone. Just shoot him now and get it over with. And that's too late to be our midpoint. So they were real fuzzy with the midpoints, you know? Like them going out was too early and him getting bit was too late.
A long sequence that kind of pivot.
Right.
It's a large hinge on the thing. It's not a narrow one.
So you're saying that this gun store is a completely different location?
Yeah, it's not in the mall at all.
They stitched that together pretty good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a mall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then again, back then,
yeah,
any mall store was like its own universe within the mall.
Its own gimmick.
Yeah. So this could have very well been. It doesn't look like today's mall.
No,
but
today's malls are all too clean, modern.
They're sterile.
Yeah.
I feel like today's malls are kind of governed by property management. Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
They may
like,
be interchangeable.
Yeah, like everything is regulated. Mm-hmm. Everything has to look the same. Everything has to be to code. Mm-hmm. Everything is under the watchful eye of the property. Right. Whereas back then, it was like just individual business owners almost kind of ruling the roost. Yeah. You pay your monthly dues, whatever. You can do whatever you want.
Your Suncoast doesn't look like the Gap. They're
no.
all completely different things.
There's no personality now at the mall. The malls, that's even the big ones that, you know. There are a couple, like, high-concept ones, like the Apple Store.
Yeah.
And those stand out.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, like, when you look at them like this, the gun store, that stood out just like the Apple Store would stand out today. And
honestly, it doesn't look like too much difference for anything you would see in Shopping Mall.
Right.
All the places there had a bit of a personality.
Sure. Right, because that was in the height. That was the boom. Right. Han shoes. Look at the green. Oh, camp still has...
Merry-go-round, that sounds familiar.
Merry-go-round. Yes, it does. Why? Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know what they'd have in there.
I'm going to look them up.
Sure. It's kind of nice. Wheelbarrowing them around and he's shooting them up.
All right. I just pulled up the wiki for Merry-Go-Round Retailer. It was a national clothing retail chain.
Okay.
Thrived from the 70s through the early 90s. Fell into bankruptcy in the mid-90s and closed in 96. Famous for its ability to profit from short-lived fashion fads. It also owned the men's retailer Silverman's.
That sounds familiar, too.
Parent of American Eagle Outfitters.
Okay, well, there you go.
In May of 93, it purchased Chess King clothing.
Mm.
And I think that's about the time it started falling into bankruptcy. So, commercials in the 80s parodied Quiet Riot's Come On Feel the Noise.
Okay, well.
So, all right. Look at that. Just going to leave this open in case we want to look up any other Retailers. I love this game. This is how I spend my entire time watching a movie, is looking at background shit. It's a blowtorch. What a fun game, like you were saying. Like, this could be a video game, right?
Sure,
like, you're pushing the wheelbarrow around. You can play as the wheelbarrow guy or the pusher.
Yeah.
You gotta shoot the zombies. It's a great game. Looks like a...
Singer. That might have been a
sewing machine?
Sewing shop.
Baker's Shoes doesn't... That's probably
Doesn't
local.
ring true, no.
That seems local to me.
Yeah.
But merry-go-round, didn't... When you said it, I went, ooh, I might have been in one of those.
Yeah. Seemed like a Walden Books or a B. Dalton or something.
Oh, yeah. Learners. They did, if you notice, all of these scenes kind of take place in one corner of the mall.
That was similar to Chopping Mall. They kind of kept bouncing around the same backgrounds.
Right. Like, even though it was supposed to be here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
They just kind of used one side, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got to really kind of limit.
You got your lights and everything in one place. You don't want to move shop around. Oh.
Sorry, Nun.
Zombie Nun.
It's not like, you know, and again, that kind of goes back to, again, our very first commentary, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
One of those things that, like, those tricks of cinema.
Yeah.
Where all you got to do is kind of come around a corner, and you can lead people to believe
it's a totally different location.
Right. That hallway comes from the other hallway, when really, in a couple scenes, they literally just turned the camera around and shot from the other direction. Like, what a brilliant way to capitalize on your space, right? And I feel like in here, they've done the same thing. All they've done is turn around and just come from the other way.
Yeah.
And you're shooting the other side, so it looks like a whole different place. I love stuff like that. The magic of filmmaking. God damn it. What kind of car is that?
VW.
Oh, yeah.
I always wonder how they got the cars inside the mall. You never figured that out, because there's no doors big enough for it to run away unless they...
There's got to be...
detach the little spacer bars or something in the front door.
There's got to be delivery access doors. But
usually they're usually just regular sized doors once you get into the floor of the mall.
Right,
So
like you're saying, you could get it into the back door.
You need a garage door size thing.
Right. Obviously, there has to be a way.
Because they'd get it in there anyway, but I was always wondering, I mean, put it in sideways.
There you go. Got to drive it up on two wheels.
Florsheim shoes.
See, there's Baker's Shoes again on the right. So, again, they just kind of keep going around and around.
Right.
Big circle jerk. The gun belt kills me. Like, on Ken Foree, it looks great.
Oh, yeah.
But on the other guy, it looks completely ridiculous.
Yeah, no, he's not selling it. He ain't Rambo.
Like, Ken Foree is Peter Criss, and he is in a Peter Criss Halloween costume. Man, Kiss was at their height in this.
Ooh. Post Destroyer, post Love Gun.
Right. Yeah, like Love Gun Tour. Theme park, you know, like Kiss Meets the Phantom. That whole thing was...
That's nice.
I like that a lot. She's really
good, the emotion.
The empathy.
Yeah.
Foxmore Casuals. I wonder if that was a national chain or a local chain. Let's ask Google.
Sure.
All right, I pulled up their Wikipedia, and they were a chain of mall-based women's clothing from 1963 until 1990.
Okay.
Do you see a theme here?
Yes.
Founded in 1963 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
So, hometown.
16-store chain. Was acquired by Melville Shoe in the late 68.
Melville sounds familiar.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't recognize any of the other subsidiaries and sell-offs and
Sure.
whatevers, but they had, at one point, 588 stores, Foxmore,
There you
nationwide, so they were big in the 80s and then gone.
Dropped off the cliff.
Yeah. Huh. We've kind of hit a lull here. I guess you got to give a breathing point, right?
Yeah.
Like we just went on this long car chase through the mall, whatever. Now we have to
Reflect a little bit.
Right. Also,
He's in death throes now.
right, we're also trying to take care of one of our main characters here.
Yeah.
I like that they've just set up a little apartment here.
Yeah.
That little TV there to the left.
Mm-hmm. Nice framing.
I mean, at least they've tried to make him comfortable.
Yeah.
Kmart shopping cart?
Yeah.
Where'd they get that from? Oh, Kmart at the mall.
Mmm.
I wish that they had done a little bit more using of the stores in the mall, like Chopping Mall did.
A little bit. We got a few more things coming up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But, and I guess, okay, they're using an actual mall during actual operating hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the retailers said, don't put my store front in the movie. Like we don't want our name associated with this.
Sometimes, yeah.
Maybe they said you can't go in. You can use the front, but don't go in.
Yeah.
So I get why they didn't
Yeah.
do that without making up fake ones or going external
Right.
like the gun store.
Right.
Just in my mind, like you use all the different spaces,
Yeah.
you know. Like clearly Penny's gave them run of the mill.
Yeah, straight up.
There we go. Get some food in you.
Stash all the bodies in the cooler. The ribs. Heck
Yeah. Fire up. Somebody's got to have a grill in this mall. There's got to be a food court.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a mall. There's got to be a food court. I like that they have the kind of generic mall music in the background. Love this. Like, what do you do with all that money? Look at all the money. See? He's got my idea.
Yeah.
You never know.
That looks like that's definitely a bank.
Yeah, that's a real bank. But banks used to be in malls, too, so...
That's crazy.
What was I getting at? So, I like these kind of generic shots of, in the mall. There's the mall music playing, but there's nobody. That's the eerie, ghost town feel.
Yeah.
Now this is fun. This is. Oh yeah.
The candy store.
Oh, I love it.
That's
Give
what
it.
you want.
Give it to me. Amazing. They got it made in the shade now, right? Oh, now you're speaking my language. Oh, a couple of salamis. God damn it. Yes. I want it all. I want it all, and I want it now. Oh, Colombian.
Coffee.
Grind that shit. Cheers to everyone on the screen. Is that bread? It's gonna be bad. Big loaf.
Big loaf.
Great. This is what I want out of an apocalyptic mall movie right here. Giving a guy a haircut.
Barbershop.
Tremendous.
Gotta get shaved sometime.
Love it.
Oh, arcade.
You've damn
Now
betcha.
you're on it, man.
Those games are harder than they look. Those racing games.
Probably. Oh, yeah.
Look at how primitive these games
Oh,
are.
yeah.
I mean, even 5 years later.
Oh, yeah.
With
Atari and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Pac-Man really is kind of, I think, the genesis of the modern.
Oh, yeah. Thing like Zaxxon and shit like that. Space Invaders.
Galaga, yeah. You ever go to, like, when we were kids, go to the Pizza Hut and have that sit-down console table where one person sits on either end and plays Pac-Man or whatever it was? Fur coat, Foree.
Yeah.
Love it.
Here it is.
No? Oh, well, that explains it. I like that she's got a fur coat, too. Fur kind of really took a back seat with the activists and such. Like, like, you can't get a fur coat as regularly.
No one's wearing that shit no more.
I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool. Unfortunately, it has to be fake, otherwise you get red paint thrown at you.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Foree's he's great in this whole thing. So he's telling that story there. It's like he's just got that. He's got a gravitas, a charisma about him. He knows what he's doing on screen totally.
He's got a great voice.
Oh yeah.
Just shit everywhere, playing cards and poker chips. And
Sure, that's a good old fun time, man.
well, if you're going to be bedridden, you might as well go out with a bang. He's got his jack there, and I can't tell what that bag is on the bottom right. Something shop, but I can't tell what kind of shop it is.
We need the 4K. Damn it.
That would really make things better, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You'd see all these brand names much clearer. Sound like a little pasty.
I was going to say, they've started the heavy makeup.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they... I mean, I get that he's their friend.
Yeah.
But still, if you know it's coming, can't you just put him out of his misery now? I know it would be hard. I really do.
I know.
I really do. I get it. I don't know if this is a poll question, but because we don't really have options, but I don't know. I'm curious to know if you'd be able to put down your compadre, put them out of their misery. Like this, I feel like this could be a comment section discussion.
Sure, yeah.
You've got your group of friends. Now think one of them is bitten by the zombie. Mm-hmm. Do you make him comfortable and wait until he turns, or do you just do it?
Cotter and Coppola again.
Oh, yeah. Cotter, coming this fall to ABC.
The new odd couple.
He actually kind of looks like Dennis DeYoung from Styx from that era. He had that bushy hair and
not quite as dark.
The mustache, yeah. Pre-lady though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the timeline better than I do.
I do. Is she polishing the glassware? Yeah.
This cameraman's drunk too. Hitting the sauce.
Yeah. Are they just broadcasting whatever? They're just these two people in the studio.
Static wide shot. You don't keep futzing around like you're fucking Paul Greengrass.
Why would you do anything? Just set up the shot and walk away. Go get a coffee.
Sure. There we go.
Now it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
This also would have been a good midpoint, but
yeah.
I guess getting bit.
Even the No More Room in Hell thing would have been a good midpoint.
Yeah.
Bit. Too,
getting bit, I guess, maybe was where he.
Yeah.
Is where they wanted the midpoint.
It creates a new reality for them to deal with, but yeah. Yeah.
How did that happen immediately? Like he's been sucked of all his blood? I don't know. I feel like ow. I still don't know. I'm toying with the idea of whether I could shoot my friend in the head before he turns into a zombie. Yeah, what is this zigzag camera work here?
Yeah,
it's like a WWE backstage promo. You gotta keep moving around.
It's like a freaking Paul Greengrass movie. Keep this shot stay for 2 seconds.
They buried him in the food court? Anticipation Maternity. That's a good name.
Well, that's a good framing since she's pregnant.
Yeah.
You got that lined up well.
What a great name for a maternity place called Anticipation. I like that.
Nice.
What are you ricocheting off of?
He's a terrible shot, remember?
Well, that's true.
I like that suit. You wear that suit?
Yeah.
You're more Foree style, the vest and everything. That's your
I do.
More your flavor.
It is. I wear a vest. That's definitely my look there. I love a vest. I like the suit. Mm-hmm. I don't like the tie.
The orange ain't doing it for you. It's a little off.
Well, it's very 70s, like big stripe.
Oh yeah.
And while I'm not opposed to a pattern, he's wearing a patterned shirt. So he's got patterned shirt and then patterned tie. That doesn't do it for me. Yeah. I like this.
Yeah, this is good, man. Okay, resonance all over him, man. He's just so good in this.
Yeah, that's definitely the look that I would.
Yeah, your pinstripe, everything.
Yep.
The collar.
Bottle of champagne. I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Is he proposing?
I would seem so.
That's awesome. I guess if you got her in trouble, quote unquote, as in pregnant,
Yeah,
got in a little trouble, the nice thing to do is to make her an honest woman. Trying to come up with 70s euphemisms.
Sure.
She said no. God. Some of the last people on Earth, and he can't even get her to say yes. How bad must he be?
Yeah. Yeah, that's about the feeling. Just go walking out the door right now. Just might as well join the hordes.
She's got her titties out there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
It's like it's between him and Foree. I mean, come on, who are you going to go with?
Well, not him.
No.
I like this, the passage of time.
Mm-hmm.
This is good.
She's got a nice, comfy bed. It's working for me.
Right? She's got some good potato chips. What are all these shoes just strewn about?
Shoes
like,
everywhere.
Jesus Christ. Clean up after yourselves, people. I like the progression of...
Oh, yeah. The design.
The design, right? Like, they've made
now
themselves...
It feels like an apartment.
Right. Yeah, that's... How are those plants alive?
They have no sunlight.
No.
They're all plastic.
That could be. Racquetball on the roof?
Oh, yeah.
Or... I guess technically it'd be racquetball, even though... Orange tennis balls, that's interesting.
Yeah, usually green.
See? Equibank, right there, right attached to the mall.
Go.
It's been a long-ass time, but I do feel like when I was a kid, there was, a bank, like, attached to the mall.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
I mean, there's still banks inside of grocery stores, and that kind of thing, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's out of the question. Like, I don't think it's that weird. You go to the mall and you do your banking.
Sure. I was doing that.
Ugh, God.
Clown.
Fucking clown paint. Gross.
Ugh, no.
Absolutely not.
No.
Is she trying to be like Marilyn Monroe? Is that what's going on here with the little wart or dimple?
I don't know.
What do you call it? Mole? It's bad.
Yeah, it's very, very bad. Even for me, this is
Yeah, like Tammy Faye Baker here.
grotesque.
Oh, now
There we go.
This is my language right here. Put on a little Rumors, Fleetwood Mac. Come on, come on. I'm in the market for a new record player right now as we speak. I just got myself a fancy, real expensive soundbar.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Sennheiser, and I picked out one specifically.
Oh, Sennheiser, you want that?
Yeah.
Damn.
I picked out one specifically that had the red and white audio inputs
Okay.
for analog, so I could
audio,
get the record player,
There you
like an
go.
updated record player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need Bluetooth. I don't want digital anything.
Nah, I don't want
Give
no
me
Bluetooth.
old school. So, but it was expensive, so I'm putting it off buying the new record player until I don't know.
I don't like Bluetooth. It gets all staticky.
Well, yeah, I mean, you lose a little something, right?
Yeah.
Like records are analog sound.
Yeah.
So I want analog inputs
Uh-huh.
into my Sennheiser soundbar that has Atmos capability. It's friggin' awesome. And you'd think, okay, it's a soundbar. How can you have 12 speakers that sound like surround sound? It does pretty good.
Sennheiser, they figured it out, man.
They
Trust
did.
me.
It's awesome. So, I realize we're not sponsored by anybody, but shout out to Sennheiser for making a great soundbar that I have at home now and I love. They were careful not to show any specific records there, too.
Yeah. We're not getting them licenses too quickly.
Right, we ain't got time or money for that.
Yeah.
I have a palm tree similar to that one in my home right now.
Oh, here we go. Where all the tension starts coming up, man.
Well,
It's getting a little... One, relationships up, but even Foree.
I don't know if you've ever had roommates, probably not,
No.
but I have. It can get tenuous.
Even shag carpeting on the freaking inside of the
You
car.
gotta.
Everywhere. So the van, everything.
Oh,
on
he's
his-
teaching
it's
her
on
how to
his-
fly. I get it.
It's on his collar.
Now this makes more sense.
Well, you
'Cause
gotta
they-
win her back somehow, man.
Well, and it's been like 6 months, so,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, you did.
There he is.
I thought that he was in this somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's old Tommy Savini right there.
Uh-huh.
Special effects guru. Who, 5 years later, when they made Creepshow
Yeah.
in this very area, I think he may also be from that area, Pittsburgh? Maybe? I don't know.
imagine so.
Anyway, 5 years later, here comes an upstart, young Greg Nicotero,
Oh,
who
yeah.
he kind of just lets hang out on the set and
Yeah.
teach him a few things. And basically gave Greg Nicotero a career.
The interesting thing, right at the end of that bit with Savini, he's got this switchblade with the chrome on it.
Okay?
I had one of those.
That same one?
I might have it somewhere. Still. It's designed like a switch blade, but it comes out with a comb.
Nice. I feel like that was a popular thing when we were kids.
Mhm.
Like, regular objects disguised as weapons.
All right. Sure.
So, because, you know, like, I don't know, we had toy guns, we had toy everything, but you know that wasn't a Peltzer invention because it actually worked and was useful.
functioned, yes.
Yeah. What are they drinking? High Life? Is that what that was? Shoot me back to the beer. So these now vigilantes have realized that people are living in the mall and are now going to go try to,
Pillage.
or like invite themselves in unwantingly. Why wouldn't they have thought of that earlier? Like, grocery store, shopping mall, right? Like, that's where you go.
Mm-hmm.
If you need shit.
I always get the feeling like they've been just traveling around and just fucking things up. Just outlaws and everything.
All right, well, maybe. Well, they're coming. There you go.
Yeah.
There it is. They've been surviving on the road. It's 2 against 200.
Yeah.
I like it. Back in action here. They're using $50 bills as bookmarks. And at a 5 times inflation rate, that would have been the equivalent of about $250
Oh,
in
boy.
today's money in one bill. right? Because it was $600,000 for the budget, and it was $3 million. So, $100 bill is actually $500.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Considering this film made $66 million.
Well, all right.
That's close to about $300 million.
Yeah, no kidding. Can you believe that shit?
Imagine that kind of profit today, man. Whoa. That's like
it's 90
like
times.
I mean that's close to like Blair Witch money levels.
Right.
Spend next to nothing and you make ungodly amounts of money.
I mean, 90 times your return?
Right.
What are you ricocheting off of? There's no metal.
It's a Mexican guy.
Mexican brains don't sound like metal. That I know of.
There you go.
Flyboy is a great nickname.
Imagine being the mall allowing this shit to happen.
The one in the front. The one in the front there looks like the guy from Heat.
Which one? I don't know who you're talking about. I
Let
can
me
catch who you're looking at.
Waingro.
Oh.
Checked in on her Jameson.
Yes.
I don't remember the actor's name.
Kevin Gage. He actually got busted for like marijuana or something like that. He got put in prison for a good long while.
That tracks. It'd be fun to think that Waingro is actually like one of these guys on the bikes. I always think linking, same universe kind of things is always a really cool, which is why I love Stephen King so much, because he does these little Easter egg crossovers all the time.
It's phenomenal.
That's the guy I was thinking of there.
Okay.
When you get a close-up of him, it doesn't look exactly the same, but kind of a...
Let's see if anyone looks like a Mick Foley or something
Waingro Hagrid mashup.
I don't know, Mick Foley or Bruiser Brody or something.
There you go, yeah. They're all just that gray, ashy skin.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Savini.
Stealing the pearls.
Off the Gypsy Woman. It would be kind of fun to pillage and kill zombies. You gotta have a little comedic element, right? We're throwing pies in the faces. Like, this doesn't fit the style of the rest of the movie.
No, it doesn't.
In some ways it's fun, but in other ways it's like Shocker, where we've taken a left turn and now you can't go back.
Yeah, it feels like it should be played more dangerous.
Shocker available in the archives now. One of my favorite movies.
Yeah. It's like where our heroes are a little bit more, they're not going out there and trying to hunt them down and kind of exterminate them. They're just trying to exist away from them as much as they can. The bikers are coming in, they should have been more kind of like just carnage to a certain degree. A lot more violating the space.
If they've been on this road trip of destruction, and now they've come here, like, at some point, it's been months and months and months.
Oh, yeah.
So the enjoyment of humiliation has got to be worn off, right?
Yeah.
At this point, blood pressure machine. Can still get that at CVS, I think. Is that Bronson Pinchot?
Sure.
Something charming about Belgi Bartokomous fighting the zombies. Or Serge.
Serge.
That's an interesting door concept that doesn't been like that.
Doesn't exist no more.
Right. That style was very popular back then, but now it doesn't exist as much anymore. Maybe it was a mall thing.
Yeah.
Whoops. That's Savini?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nice flying knee there.
Yeah. High knee, shades of the booty man, Ed Leslie. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's shades of Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. Final chapter.
Which was also Savini.
Yes.
Now, are we to believe that the bikers let in all these people?
Some of them probably, but the fact that the heroes have all been kind of holed up in their little bunker or whatnot in the back room and everything with
right, the J.C. Penney.
Yeah,
right.
with the wall that Foree constructed and everything, is unless they really have to come out for something, they're not really going to have to worry about them out there.
There's my fat guy.
There we go. He's still
right in the pool.
Still fluttering around.
Love it. He was outside, then he came back in.
Got a little cool out there.
You'd think he'd just go into one of these stores and put a shirt on. Bolts of fabric.
Just imagine the mall just allowing all this shit.
I know. If you're the manager...
Romero saying, oh, well, we have to do this for the next week or two.
Can you imagine the manager of J.C. Penney?
There we go.
My God.
You break it, you buy it.
$3.99 that TV was. Let me look that. Well, 5 times. So $2,000 in today's money.
Right, $2,000. That sounds about right for then.
Yeah, it's good that we've just got a base times 5 inflation. Oh man, $2,000 TV, unbelievable. Granted,
it's not 4K either.
Right. You were lucky to get color back.
Oh yeah.
I guess at this point, color was probably the norm.
There you go.
But a VCR probably costs $600-$700.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Weighed about 50 pounds.
Sure. Sure. That was Savini that just bought it there? No, he's right there. He's right there. Okay. It was his partner, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting now that they have to hole up both against the zombies and against the
bikers,
interlopers. Yeah. And they have had some of the same people walking around. Like, I recognize that yellow striped shirt lady.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Savini gets it in the pool as well. In the fountain. I feel like the fountain comes up again as a.
There goes a gun.
Oops. I recall. Ow. I recall from the Sean Clark Horrors Hell at Grounds that the management at...
Hello, Tarzan.
It looks like Ben Stiller dressed in costume for something. Right through the neck. Love it. Sean Clark said that the management of the...
There he goes. Oh.
Right in the... Yep, there it is. Management of the Pennies was very, very against people going into the elevator.
Okay.
Just for the sake of, movie propping. You know,
yeah.
They just didn't want fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know. It's a very interesting thing. It's probably only 20 minutes long. If you can find it, it's worth a watch, especially after watching this. I might go back and watch it tonight. Too far away?
No. There we
Got him! He doesn't seem to be selling it, though. He's got his little Tommy gun there.
Come on, Bronson.
That is Bronson Pinchot, isn't it? Look at this terrible out of focus.
Yeah. Now's the time for this, pal? I don't think so. It was Peter Jackson. Really, pal? Right now.
They're making it seem like he fell into it.
I don't know.
That's thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering that the movie location, like a lot of scenes take place in the elevator and on the escalator, those were popular go-to spots for, fans of the movie to go take a selfie or whatever, recreate a scene.
Sure.
Testing Remains Still is awesome. God, that's good. They just shoot it right off. Look at that bad facial hair.
Down now.
That lady in a muumuu.
There we go.
Yeah, ripping it open. This is awesome. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Squishy.
Love that. The entrails. And they're just, this is so good. Yes. Love it. It's got to be like beef intestines or something, right?
Reminds me of Wilford Brimley and The Thing. Just like, get right into it, man. Nice and thick.
Love it.
Yeah. Oh, no. There we go.
Uh-oh. They got him.
And
there's the realization.
He knows.
Beautiful. Nope.
No.
Hour 57. He almost made it.
Almost.
I would be interested in watching that ultimate cut that has all the pieces from all the ones.
Yeah.
Just to see what, is in and out. And I guess everything's in, nothing's out.
Yeah.
In that one. Grandpa Joe there. That's awesome. What a great little medley there of people just devouring intestines.
And him going back and forth, not knowing what the fuck.
Right. Do I go? Do I stay?
How much do I risk?
What am I going to tell her?
Right.
So many different things, right?
He's got good makeup. All right. Oh.
I love it.
Fluorescent blood.
Yeah, it's a little food coloring heavy, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's 78.
Yeah.
What a distinct look he's got.
Yeah.
He's got such a unique face.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the bone structure, because he's got a giant face.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
So good.
The Limited? We got the Limited around.
Absolutely the Limited. I'm going to look them up right now while we're talking. Let's see. The Limited. It does still exist. although it's changed hands a couple times and it's not the same. Early 60s and into the late 10s, current 2010s.
Nice how the generic mall music blended into this.
Yep. So the Limited is actually the parent company. This is why it sounds so familiar. Of Victoria's Secret, Lane Bryant, Abercrombie. Bath and Body Works, like all of those retailer chains are a derivative of the Limited brands.
Yeah. Lane Bryant hits a little sore. We had there was a criminal act that happened a good 15 years ago back where I lived, and inside of a Lane Bryant. And
oh yeah, there was like a mass shooting, right?
Yeah, we never caught the guy.
They never got him?
I don't think so.
Are you kidding me? I thought that they closed that case. That was a very scary. Were you living? That was in.
I was working the day that shit happened,
and that
like
was fairly
10 minutes away from where I worked.
Got it.
And lived.
Yeah, that was near your old house.
Yeah.
I definitely remember that day.
Yeah, about 07, I think it was.
That sounds about right. I didn't realize that person was still at large.
As far as I know.
Little cardboard wall there, unfortunately. I like that he's part of leading the charge against, the Flyboy is now a zombie.
Yeah.
Or is he not and he's... No, he is. But he led them all right to the apartment, you know what I mean? Because he's going about his regular routine, which is go back to the apartment.
Yeah.
So all the zombies are in tow, and they're fucked.
Yeah, there is a recent article regarding that shooting, and it remains unsolved.
That's unbelievable. Just blood dripping out of it. Oh, so good. Can you imagine being her in that scenario right there? Gotta go.
Yeah, it's the end of that.
Go find another mall somewhere. That nurse is too much for me. We saw her a couple other times and I didn't say anything. Whatever. There was other stuff going on, so...
A little more Frankenstein than zombie.
Ma'am, you're doing it wrong. I love the guy with the gun pointing at his own face. Like she's got her arms out stiff,
it's a little
rigid.
It's hard to say loosen up to the zombie actor, but I don't know. You're overdoing it a little bit. You gotta underplay the zombie stuff. You gotta underplay it.
And conveniently, she now knows how to fly.
Sure.
So
as the lone one left.
Right. Oh, because he's going down with the ship? I don't know. That's a tough call right there. What do you do?
Okay, because I guess the original ending, I don't think they actually photographed the whole thing, but it was the fact that she was going to get her... They were both committing suicide at the end of the thing.
Okay.
She was going to stick her head up into the blaze like the beginning.
No!
Guy at the beginning, which I guess... They just decided to switch the effect to the earlier scene. Otherwise, and he was just supposed to pull the gun on himself and go, but I guess Romero just felt like
it's too bleak.
Maybe it's way too nihilistic. So they didn't actually film everything. Reports say they probably did had some photographs or something like that. Maybe them staging the scene and maybe rehearsing, but kind of not going ahead and actually filming it.
But he decides in the end to not do it.
Yeah.
And neither does she.
Even though it said we really just don't have enough fuel to get very far.
Come back! Come back!
I got this heroic music and everything. He's selling it, man. He can do it.
The music is a little much.
Maybe a little. Yeah, it's a little much.
I don't mind this music. All of a sudden it's daylight. I guess it's breaking dawn.
Yeah.
Drive, bitch.
Yeah.
We'll just go back to the... Didn't they just fuel up a little right around the corner?
I have no idea. It's kind of one thing is you don't know exactly the geography of things. You don't really start doing any sort of passage of time until she's gotten
pregnant, right?
Further into the pregnancy thing, so...
And now we're back to mall music.
Mm-hmm.
Them falling on the ice is great. I was looking to see if there were other names here that...
Butchie.
None of these jump out as people...
No names.
Yeah. Sometimes you find a rare gem, of somebody that's gone on to be somebody else.
Yeah, and... Tony Booba.
Yeah, I don't know. But... What is the... Oh, I was trying to read the... Something oop over there.
Lenny Lies.
Lenny Lies is a good name.
Probably Drumheller.
Yeah, Lenny Lies is a good name. Sounds like a Italian mob nickname, but it probably isn't.
Weapons, the Plastics Factory.
The use of the fun mall music, the carnival almost, carnivalesque, is tremendous.
Elevator music.
But elevator music is almost too soft. This is, I don't know, it's playful. It's playful and it's merry-go-rounds and it's, I don't know. Well done. And now it would be another, 5, 6 years, 7 years before they...
85, yeah.
Dusted off another sequel.
Yeah.
So...
Which we'll get to eventually.
Yeah, we'll get around to it.
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to need some caffeine shots to stay awake for the first half. Awesome.
But anyway, guys, thanks for joining us on this one, and we'll be around for more stuff soon.
Adios.